No, you're
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Island 543, your favorite sports podcast, hosted by myself, Jason, as well as joining me is here Sam Fulton and Nick Solis. So it's been a little while since we've had our last episode. I know we've all been a little bit busy, and we have some exciting news to share. But before we get into that, um, I know Sam wanted to leave on a cliffhanger last episode, uh, where we talked about where we almost died the day before the Super Bowl. Um, and that was, or it was actually 2 days before the Super Bowl, but
Like
yeah,
a
that
day
was
before
fun.
Super Bowl festivities. So
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was
Shout out Sam for almost killing me. But Sam, why don't you start to share the story and I'll chime in where I see fit.
that's a good idea because I feel like from my perspective, I actually got us out of the situation and
Maybe I
I
should start
saved
then.
us.
it's
And
all
I
about
saved us.
perspective. Good
It
job, Sam. It's all
is.
about
Thank you.
perspective.
Thank you, Nick. I totally agree because I'm the one who was driving. And yes, I might have gotten us in the situation where we were stuck on the tracks and a train was coming. But I also had the maneuverability of a Matt Damon in that one,
The Born Identity.
the Born Identity movie, and how I just drove and got us out of that situation. But to give you a little bit of background, so Jason and I, we were driving to LA, to downtown LA, which I think that was Jason's second time being there. So I had to create some type of drama. All actually no, it was all unintentional. But we end. So what ended up happening was we just delivered the goods off to some. It was like some merchandise thing to a restaurant. Uh, we were going to go to a second location and do something. I forget if we had to pick something up, but when we were going there, we stopped uh, at like some one-way road, and there was just giant construction, like concrete truck in front of us, and I just remember being like, man, like I'm just gonna wait for this truck to like. I'm not gonna like go around it or anything because there were like two other cars next to it, and um well we well and then what ended up happening was uh like we ended up getting stuck on or not stuck on the tracks, but like we ended up stopping behind the truck, this concrete truck, and an oncoming train was coming, and I didn't see it at all. And Jason was like, Sam, there's a train coming. I'm like, what? He's like, Sam, train. And so I was like, whoa. And it was like coming really close. So I had to like back up and then like drive around the truck because for some reason it was like stopped in the middle of the road. And I'm explaining it poorly, but
It's your
it was a
part. I'm
close,
sure Jason has a few more details to add.
it was a close encounter for sure.
All right, Sam, thanks for sharing. Yeah, it's somewhere around there. We were stuck behind a construction truck. For some reason, that area was very confusing. And I didn't even know we had trains in that part of town. Uh, and yeah, we were on the tracks, and I looked to my right, and then I looked to my left, and I see this train literally 50 feet away from us. I'm like, Sam, there's a train. And I realized like, yeah, it's coming. It's not moving like as fast as like a train normally would because it's in LA, but I'm like, Sam, it's going like it's coming towards us. It's a big train. It's going maybe like 20 miles an hour. Like, Sam, go, go, go. And he just floors it and just maneuvers right around the construction truck, whatever it was. And yeah, we missed it. It was honking at us too. So
I don't
it
remember
knew we were
honking
in.
at us.
Yeah,
I do
but
remember there was like a Tesla that was coming that was trying to like make a U-turn or something on the one-way street, and that's what was
no, you're
blocking
right.
the construction truck. And I didn't even see like a train sign that said like don't cross the tracks, but like we were literally in the middle of the tracks, and and just stuck. And if Jason hadn't told me about the the train coming, we would have probably died. And the funny part was I was supposed to be alone, and it's quite possible that if Jason wasn't there, I might have been hit by the train. And so thanks.
Jason told me, he specifically told me, I remember talking to you guys that day, and Jason was like, Nick, I'm gonna go with Sam to make sure he makes it out okay.
It's true.
See, everything has a
probably-
team, great teamwork. That's what we're here for, to help each other out and to make sure that Sam comes back alive. That's our biggest goal, Sam. Always make sure you come back alive.
That is true. Safety in numbers. And it's funny because I always seem to like drive poorly with other people in the car, but like all the rest of the time when I'm like driving by myself, I'm fine. But then I've had like 4 incidents where like I've like ran like a red light or something when it was like cars were coming. I had like 4 people in the car, and they're like, "Sam, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just driving." And just all this bad stuff ends up happening when I'm like with people. But I don't know. We got out of
I've
it
been there a
alive.
couple
It's
times.
all right. You just sum it up, Sam. Remember that you're the Jason Bourne in the story. Always be the hero of your
Yes.
story. That's all that matters.
Thank you. That's what I like to think. At least I thought the funniest thing was when we told Steven that we almost died. That he was like, "Well,
When,
you
when
really
we told
think?"
someone, when we told someone who will remain nameless
Hmm.
that we almost died, they mentioned that
He threw out a
they said-
hypothetical. He threw out a hypothetical question.
oh, it's all hypothetical, by the way. It's
Thought
all
experiment.
hypothetical. Not an experiment. This didn't actually happen, but they said, or they would have hypothetically said, what would have happened if we did die and get hit by the train? Would anybody care? Would the Super Bowl still be played?
Would anybody remember us?
Will anyone remember us?
I would have remembered you guys.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's how you end the great
and
story.
it was definitely a big thought bubble that you had to think about and be like, wow, we could have affected the game if like it could have gone on the team's minds and been like, oh my god, these interns we didn't know, they got hit by a train and they died. And so now we have heavy hearts for some people we don't know who were staffed, and now it's like another emotional barrier on them.
But
during the
that's a
game.
different timeline, because in this timeline we got Super Bowl rings. So that's
That
pretty
is
cool.
true. So I'm glad that
That is true.
we got out alive and safe.
Oh, yeah, that's another important thing. So in between now and the last podcast, we all got our Super Bowl rings. They look absolutely beautiful. I couldn't stop taking pictures of it and sending it to people. But I don't want to show off too much, so I think I'm done doing that. But yeah,
you
I
have it-
will be wearing it at my graduation party in a little bit here.
Jason, is
That's
it right
all
next to
matters.
you?
No, it's locked away.
Yeah,
It's
mine's in the
locked
safe
away.
deposit box.
Oh,
too.
okay, cool. I don't have a safe, so I ended up just putting it in a drawer.
Oh,
The correct
thanks
place
for,
for
It's
Thanks
it's
for
back
telling
it's
us.
back in the box it came in though. So, and I wrote not a ring on it.
Yeah, I mean, no one would ever.
So nobody's gonna come looking for it. But I did put insurance on it, so if it does for some reason get taken, it's covered.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's just crazy that thing's worth like more than double my
A
car.
lot. It's worth a lot. No need to. It's worth a lot.
Yeah,
Sam, you have a new background.
that is true. As you can see, I am in a studio apartment right now because I moved to San Luis Obispo. Don't know where that is. It's like middle of California, and I'm working for a golf company. It's called Straight Down. It's a golf apparel company. We do a lot of we sell a lot of golf apparel to a lot of premier golf tournaments and golf
Enthusiast.
locations, and so it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm in a new place, new job. It's definitely an interesting time in my life.
How do you like the area?
It's nice. I'm like 4 blocks from downtown, which is pretty cool. But I'm very I'm I'm kind of a loner, so I don't really like going in bars or anything by myself. So I ended up just like walking around.
Hey man,
But,
just still new to the area. You'll learn. You'll learn.
So, but it's been good so far. I like the place. It's been worth it, and yeah, just getting used to it. Nick, how about you? I heard you
So
got
my
some news.
background hasn't changed, but I have accepted a job with the Lakers. So got locked down my first full-time sports job. From this recording, I actually start the following Monday, my first day. So for the 2022-2023 season, I will be a Los Angeles Laker, which is definitely a lifelong dream and kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. I don't know a lot of people fortunate enough to be like, I mean, I think we're all three are pretty fortunate to do what we've done in sports, and we've done a lot of cool stuff in the past year. But I've worked for the Dodgers, the Rams, and Lakers all in a calendar year. This year alone, I will have seen tip off. Was it uh, uh wow, I don't even was it opening week for baseball with the Dodgers. I will be at the kickoff game for the Rams on the coming up Thursday. And then I also will be at the tip-off game with the Lakers, so I will have experienced all three like first games of the three major sports in one calendar year.
That's
And I've been
crazy.
to the Super Bowl this year, worked the All-Star game. And I guess I'm gonna work a Christmas game too. So it's kind of great, kind of crazy year. Like once you put in perspective. So finally locked on a yes, and very very excited to get going.
That's so cool. Yeah, I'm so proud of you, Nick.
Thanks, Sam.
I'm so proud of you boys. I'm growing up. Oh,
You're
my only
next,
upgrade
man.
is I got a new laptop.
Nah, man, you're next, Jason.
Yay.
It's coming. It's coming.
Well,
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, Jason, how's your internship going?
But yeah, like I said, I'm so happy for you guys. Like, just moving on to the next step there, and Nick, like Lakers, that's absolutely incredible.
It's
Like
nuts, man.
I know you've literally wanted that for a long time. So yeah,
Definitely
I know
excited.
it's been a
Definitely
grind.
excited. Oh man,
But
that's
yeah,
you know.
Angels internships, super awesome. I am working in an industry where I did not see myself. I always thought I was gonna stick to operations, event planning, but like I didn't realize corporate sponsorships was literally everywhere. So it's really awesome just meeting so many clients every day. And kind of just I guess I'm kind of in the event planning side too, because I'm making sure that all of their special events that they want to do is happening. And so yeah, that's the cool part about the job, kind of just talking to people and making sure that they're having a good time. I also really like going on the field. It's which is crazy because I've grown up an Angels fan living here. My parents worked at the stadium for 8 years. I asked my girlfriend to prom at the stadium. I've been trying to work for the stadium for so long, and now I'm literally on the field every game. Like,
that's so
yeah, I'm on the
cool.
field every game. I'm talking to clients, and I'm like, yeah, let's go down to bat practice. Let me go help you. You're gonna throw the first pitch. I'll be your point of contact. I'm gonna have your kid do the steal third base promo in the middle of the game, and I don't know. It's just crazy. Like I'm talking to the players from time to time. Um, yeah, literally crazy. So yeah, there's just so much to learn.
Crazy year. Definitely didn't. I mean, 6 months ago, we didn't have jobs 6 months ago. That's crazy. Like we saw our internships end at the end of February. So 6 months ago we didn't have jobs, and we all have grown. It's crazy. Very proud of all of us. Very proud. Very proud.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, want to get the ball rolling on this. The moment everybody's been waiting for, sport of the day. Um, I know this has to be everybody's favorite segment because it's my favorite segment. Um,
That tracks. That tracks.
I'm a fan of all sports, and I like to just give an appreciation for really all sports because there's a lot of things that regular news outlets don't cover. So I kind of want to highlight a little bit of another sport that those typical news headlines won't hit. So today's sport of the day is skiing, which is a sport.
Well, which are we talking, Jason? There's two different types of skiing. There's water skiing and there's mountain skiing. Which kind are we doing?
Okay, so I just put in skiing here with the intention of mountain skiing, because that's a sport, and I'll get into that in a bit here. Water skiing is a recreation activity. People just do that for fun. Like, how can you make water skiing a competition? Like, who?
They
know what to do
judge
there.
them. They go off jumps and then they like land them. Jason.
Okay, like I said earlier, I'm a fan
And-
of
and
all
then-
sports.
and then-
So
and
if
then-
this is a real sport, that's great for them. I hope it blows up. But this is where we get into my fact about skiing here. Did you know that there are more skiing events that I could even count, because I couldn't even find a definite answer on how many skiing events there are in the Winter Olympics. There's, ready for this? Alpine racing, downhill slalom, giant slalom, super G, super combined, ski jumping, big hill flying, which means whoever can fly the farthest, individual or team, freestyle, which are tricks, aerials, moguls, ski cross, half pipe, or slope style. There's also slope, sprint, marathon, relay marathon, team or individual. And there's also something called Nordic Combined, which is a combination of ski jumping and cross country. There's a cross country race with a big jump at the end, as well as the biathlon, which is cross country skiing combined with rifle shooting. All of
Wait,
those.
what?
It's an Olympic sport.
I feel like people are just adding stuff to do on skis. Like if you had a rifle and you're still skiing, that doesn't make any sense.
I do think that was like one of the cool things to watch in the Olympics, because like they're so like they get their heart rate up and then they have to go like shoot like targets and make bullseyes, and it's actually kind of crazy that and like I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but it's still pretty cool. And like I remember the competition being like I forget what country was like super good at that, but I do remember that being pretty fun event to watch, even though I had no idea like what was going on.
I did some research into specifically the biathlon. It looked very interesting. It was like I said, cross country racing. So you're going along like a huge track. Like, let's say, I don't know the distance, but let's say it looked like about a mile. And then after about a mile, you go do 5 shots. So for every miss that you get, you have to do an extra 400-meter loop. So if you make all 5, there's no penalty. But for every one that you miss, you had to do a little extra mini loop. So I don't know. I think that would have been a cool race.
Well, you know, it's
Okay.
I was gonna add about that too. They had like some history thing about it, and like I mean that's like literally the biathlon is technically like being I don't know what you call it, like it's I mean yeah, it's like the sport side, like they're turning basically like hunting into like
Oh, they're
some
adding hunting
type of
into it.
event,
Okay.
because like people would have to like think about like if you lived in the Arctic or something, and you were like, oh, I like really want to eat today, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna like ski around the mountain and then try to like for miles, and then go and try and find a bear to shoot and kill and
Don't justify this
feed
nonsense,
my
Sam.
family.
Skiing while
So-
shooting things is not a sport.
So it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool that it, like evolved, like that they thought like, oh, like let's make that into a sport. I think it's kind of cool that they did that, but it is like it's an interesting like transition. But that's all I'll say about it.
One thing you did say is that there is a certain country that is really good at skiing. Did you know that Austria is ahead in gold medals by 53 medals? Like they dominate skiing by far. They're ahead. Like the next person behind them is 53 medals behind. They have 128 medals combined.
That's
So
crazy.
Austria is the superpower force of skiing. So I mean, if you want to go hunt while skiing, I'm sure Austrians will show you something.
Sweet. I'm down.
I mean, it looks fun. So I've only skied a couple times, but I mean, skiing in Austria has got to be a blast.
All
All
right.
right. Anybody?
I was
Anything
gonna
else on skiing?
I was gonna say my fact about skiing is that the word ski originates from skio, meaning split piece of wood.
That's the best fact ever.
You're
Skio.
welcome.
I wonder if I can work that into my vocabulary. Skio. Like I need to go find some skios around.
Skios. I'm gonna do a little skio
Okay,
today.
so
All right. Well, now that we have that sport of the day, some skios out of the way. I mean, do you count the two sticks that are like popsicles as skios, since that's two split pieces of wood?
If you're putting them on a squirrel, then yes,
We need to make a popsicle brand called Skio.
that'd be cool. And
That's our first business venture.
And put it like 2 popsicles in the
Yep.
bag. We're onto something.
We're onto something. We'll build this out. No one steal this. Patent pending.
Patent pending.
okay, let's end this part out and then actually like do this. Just kidding.
Oh, we'll make those popsicles mustard flavor, Jason.
Oh, God.
The mustard will help you in cold winter sports. We're gonna make an athletic sports popsicle brand called Skio because of the two woods in the. We got this. No, okay, no more. This is our idea. No more
Don't
away
take it,
secrets.
anybody.
But let's move on. So there's actually a lot of stuff going on in regular non-snowing, non-shooting sports. It's going to be this week the Rams kick off against the Bills and start the 2022-2023 NFL season. And it seems like yesterday we were just getting ready to be in SoFi, so that should be pretty fun.
Nick, you're gonna be at that game, right?
I will be at that game.
That's pretty cool. Do you have any insider information you want to share with us?
None that I legally can share. So no.
Dang it. All right. Well, that was my try, but okay. I just bought my Steeler gear, so I'm getting
Oh
ready
yeah, I
for,
saw that.
But I for some reason I've always been a Steeler fan. Been a Steeler fan for like 13 years, maybe 15. I don't know. But for some reason I never had any Steeler gear other than a terrible towel. So this year I have a pirate hat. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a Steeler hat. I'm gonna wear it at the office. It's gonna make me feel really good. I also bought a hoodie because I stole one from the Rams that I really liked. It was like a Nike Dry Fit one. So I bought one of those too off of that's the Steelers version. So now I can wear that around too.
I'm sure statute of limitations are up on that, so the Rams won't come after you.
Oh, Maddie technically gave it to me.
Oh, there you go.
So
What about college football, Sam?
college football was crazy this week. I'm a big LSU fan, and I mean I was very disappointed in the outcome. But what they did was incredible. With 1 minute and like 10 seconds left, they were down by like a touchdown. The opposing team was on the like LSU's 1 yard line about to score. They fumble the ball. Then LSU drives the ball 99 yards with 1 second left on the clock, scores a touchdown, and then gets the extra point blocked. So they lose 24-23. It was, oh my God, it was a heart shattering loss. But the fact that we even came back was a victory in itself because our special teams was horrible. Oh my God. But I'm not going to go too deep into that, but college football's back. It's great. I'm ready to watch more.
Dope. That's dope. What about you, Jason?
Yeah, so baseball is here, wrapping up here. I think the Angels now have 25 games left, so all teams should have around 25 games left now. Man, 162 games in a season, it's blowing by faster than I could even imagine. It's crazy. My first year working a full MLB season. It's been a great journey, but in terms of news highlights that the MLB isn't reporting on because their favorite team is on the brink of their downfall. The New York Yankees are doing horrible and they're not reporting any of it. They are now, which originally at the All-Star break, they're the number one team in all of baseball, American League and National League, but now they're barely hanging on to first place in the AL East. The curse of Joey Gallo. Once they traded Joey Gallo to the Dodgers, they've done absolutely horrible. They're only 5 games ahead. I think originally they were at 15 games ahead. So yeah, they're the Tampa Bay Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays are knocking on their door. So I mean they're the division rivals of the Red Sox, but I'm rooting for them. I hate the Yankees. So
I mean,
they're
that trade benefited the Dodgers. Dodgers are now the number one team in all of MLB.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
The
good.
Are they? Are they? Let's see, 90. Yeah, yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, I thought the Mets were in there for a little while, but yeah, you're right. That it looks like the Dodgers have about a 7 or 5 game lead or so. But yeah, the Dodgers are looking scary. I'm excited to see how they do. Oh, geez, I didn't even realize. So the Braves, as good as the Mets have been doing, the Braves are only a game behind them.
Oh
So
man,
that should be exciting on that front. Now in terms of American League, the rest of the standings over there, it looks like the wild card, it's going to be Tampa Bay and the Blue Jays, which I mentioned earlier, but the Seattle Mariners are also looking good. I'm also rooting for another divisional rival here, the Baltimore Orioles, which were positioned to be the worst team in all of baseball this year. They are now fighting for a wild card slot. So with a team of all college kids, it's looking really nice. It's a little bit inspiring because, like I said, nobody thought that they would be this far.
Well,
it's dope. A lot of good storylines.
didn't they sign like their catcher for like a 10-year deal or something, or 20-year deal?
No, I didn't see that at least. They might have. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. But what they did do is so they had the first round pick this year, and they picked someone with the last name Halliday. I can't remember his name, who was the son or cousin or something of Roy Halladay, the Hall of Famer. And this kid looks like he's 15. And he's like posting a picture with his girlfriend, or his girlfriend posted a picture. He's like, so proud of you. I'm like, these look like children. Like they look like children. The guy was drafted out of high school, and the Orioles paid him more money than any other current player that they have.
Wow.
Like this
Oh
kid's
wow,
he's actually like 18. And yeah, like apparently he's that valuable where they're willing to invest that much money into this new starting pitcher that they think he's going to produce more than any of their current players, which yeah, it's
that's
great.
crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
That's a lot of good storylines going to the postseason. So that's cool. It's crazy. I mean, baseball's winding down and football and basketball about to wind back up. For the NBA, Donovan Mitchell got traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, which I think actually is like a great storyline for the Cavs. Um, I think it's going to make I think they were competitive last year, and now that they have him, Darius Garland, they have Love off the bench. I think they're going to be competitive in the East. The East is something to watch now. I'm not sure if it will amount to anything with like if Brooklyn's at full force, if Giannis and the Bucks are at full force, but that's definitely like a trade that's going to shake up. I think it was like clogging a lot of movement in the offseason. And on top of that, you have some like injuries. I think Giannis was playing for the Greek national team and he actually sat out for some knee discomfort. So that could translate to the regular season. See if Giannis coming in injured, which would be horrible for the league as a whole. Um, with rookies, the rookies for the Thunder, Chet Holmgren. Not sure if you guys saw, he like destroyed his leg trying to guard LeBron in the Pro Am game. He stuck him. He made LeBron miss the shot, but he was just fragile. He suffered an injury, and I think he already had surgery. I think he's out for his first rookie season, which was like a knock on him because I think he's like 7 foot, 7'1", 7'2", and maybe a buck 75. Like this guy is like tall and lanky. So they were talking about his durability. So that was like an interesting injury to see. Like kind of people just were expecting it to happen, just not at a pro-am game in the offseason. So that's so as I said, basketball tipped off at I think at the end of October. So still a couple more like off-season signings, specifically with the Lakers. Just seeing what happens with Westbrook now that they have Pat Bev. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a good storyline. Good storyline. Good story.
What's that? Did they have beef or something?
They
I don't
have
know what's
beef.
going on.
I remember Westbrook because Patrick Beverly gets like because he's like a smaller player, but he's really good defender, at least like advanced statistics wise. He does change the box numbers. But Westbrook was not having it, and he said Pat Bev tricked y'all and like would just trash talk Pat Bev, and now they're teammates, and it's like got to be the most hilarious thing ever.
Awesome.
We are winding down. I know I messed up last podcast, so I can get us started on our questions of the day.
Let's do it.
And they're answerable, so I got you guys this time.
Wait,
All right, Nick, how about you go one question and then we'll go R2 and then you'll do your other one.
Okay. In celebration of me becoming a Laker, this one will also be Laker based. I mean, I was gonna do a Laker one no matter what, but I mean, I'm saying any reason to. So Lakers have a lot of great players, but can you guys guess who the Lakers' all-time leading scorer are? The four options are Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
go with,
Kareem.
Kareem, okay, the all-time leading scorer makes sense.
I'll go with Magic Johnson.
Okay, Sam. Okay. Well, both of you guys are wrong, and you should have just known it was the
Kobe?
GOAT. It was the GOAT, Kobe Bryant.
I didn't know.
Kobe
that.
Is
B.
it really?
Bryant. Yeah, Kobe Bryant. Because
You've been on the team forever. That's part of why.
Because Kareem is split between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Lakers.
Uh,
Kobe Bryant has 33,643 points as a Laker, so he is the all-time leading scorer for the Los Angeles Lakers.
so many points. Oh my god.
Just GOAT stuff, you know what I'm
So
saying?
it's not even, is it even close?
I don't think it's close because LeBron and Kareem are not there, and then Magic's career wasn't as long, and I think Magic barely averaged over 20 points a game. If that, I think he might even be like the 19s.
Yeah. I based my answer off of the movie Airplane. Which I don't know. Have you guys seen that movie?
Yeah.
I've seen like the poster for it. I haven't watched it.
Okay, well, Kareem's an actor in the movie Airplane, and that's the only reason why I know he played on the Lakers. So, like, okay, he's probably been on the team a while if they bring up the Lakers in that movie. So, Sam, I know we're running out of time here, so you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do my question. Mine was gonna be, how many different types of skiing are there? It is A 2, B 4, C 6, D 8.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
going
with 2.
I'm going 8.
The correct answer is 8.
Is
Yes.
one of that the ski marathon shooting, the bull hunting while on skis?
No, well, I just read off this website, buckmans.com, and they listed 8 styles of skiing, which were downhill skiing, backcountry skiing, alpine touring, telemark skiing, ski mountaineering, cross country skiing, freestyle skiing, adaptive skiing, which I think adaptive is just like for
Freestyle.
handy. I think it's like handicaps, like people.
See, it is a sport. There's so many different options.
Well, there should be 9 because it should be the water skiing also.
Yeah, that's it. I thought we were just doing water ski.
So I messed up.
Okay,
that
fine.
question, I guess.
It's all in there. They're all in together. We'll consider it.
All right, Jason.
Okay, my
what's your
question. Let's see. Which of the following stadiums have the Los Angeles Angels not hosted a baseball game? Dodger Stadium, Edison Field, the LA Memorial Coliseum, or Wrigley Field?
Mm,
I see. I have to go Wrigley Field, but I feel like that's the trick. So I would say Dodger Stadium.
I'm gonna say the second one that you said, which I forget what you said.
Edison.
You're going
Edison.
Edison Field.
Hmm.
The Angels played at Dodger Stadium from 1962 to 1965, and the original name of Angel Stadium is Edison Field. The correct answer is the LA Memorial Coliseum. They never played there, but the Dodgers did.
Okay, yeah.
And Wrigley Field was the name of the spring training location in LA for the Cubs, which is where the Angels played their first year.
Okay.
Nice. I like those fun facts.
And because Jason likes to include all sports, my last question's a little out of left field. So obviously the Rams are brought together and we worked in SoFi a lot. SoFi is hosting WrestleMania next year, and it's going to be awesome. So my question is going to be
That's
wrestling.
not a sport. That's a
Wrestling is a
scripted
sport.
play.
Wrestling's a sport.
Okay, well, WrestleMania is a scripted play.
I mean, I'd say entertainers maybe, but I mean, some of these guys are freak athletes. I mean, I would never tell The Rock that wrestling's not a sport. So,
Yeah, they're too big
Okay,
for
fine,
you
fine.
to.
but my question is, who holds the most WWE title reigns in the history? And the options are John Cena, Triple H, Randy Orton, or Hulk Hogan.
Going with the Hulk Hogan.
The Hulk Hogan,
Yep.
okay.
I don't know any of those
Jason-
names besides
Wow,
John
Jason-
Cena and Hulk Hogan. I'm gonna go with John Cena.
The answer is John Cena. John Cena currently has the most title reigns at 16. Hulk Hogan is fourth with 12. Randy Orton and Triple H both have 14 tied.
Let's
Dang.
go.
You know,
I
you know,
did
like,
well today.
Wrestling's a very great, is a very woven on sport. I mean, Kurt Angle was an Olympian.
It's true. And what's this? The Rock played football, so
Yeah, see,
yeah,
bunch of athletes.
they're athletic.
I'll double check to make sure that wrestling is in our wheel. But WWE is not a sport.
All right, Jason, we have less than a minute.
Yeah. Anybody got
We're
closing
good.
thoughts besides wrestling's not a sport, which it is?
Um,
No, well, I just appreciate everybody listening and for having you guys together. It's been a fun episode.
all
Yeah,
right, well,
no.
thanks everybody. Make sure to like, subscribe, buy our merch.
Our
Actually, give
popsicle
us money
merch.
so we
We're
can-
making a popsicle T-shirt. It's happening. It's happening.
Mustard for
Greatest
Life
episode ever.
T-shirt as well.
Mustard for life T-shirt. Mustard flavored popsicle T-shirt.
That's
But
right.
no one steal the idea. We're gonna make an athletic popsicle, and we're calling it Skitos or whatever.
Skios, yes.
Skios, yeah, Skios.
That's
We're
right.
gonna we're gonna market
donate
it to
to our
Austria.
s-
We're gonna market it to Austria. We're gonna kill. I love it.
All right, donate to our startup company. Send the Venmo to @Jason Simpson. And we'll get that started for you.
We'll get that
you
sorted
guys
out
can
for you.
be-
You can also send money
We
to
can be-
@SamFull2K. So you're welcome. Thank you.
Hi guys. Catch you guys on the next podcast. Appreciate everybody.